Doon 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 doo 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 doo. Good morning, everybody. It is indeed a crazy weekend for a lot of things, for a lot of sports, actually. We have the college football about to wrap up. And I guess I'm rooting for the Tigers for the NCAA championship. See how that works out. I'm going to start inviting some people. And meanwhile, I'll give you the update from my stats, as if you don't care, for football. Good news for me, and I'll get to that in a second. But we have some great competition over the years. I'm going to invite some people, see if anybody wants to come in. In the meantime, hope that anybody who's watching now, they want to jump in, you want to comment. I'm going to put some private chat suggestions up there. All right, let's see. Join me in the live podcast. I'm just setting this up, guys. Give me a second. Facebook required me to make sure I was going live before 9:05. I jumped in, so here I am. All right. You guys can join in with your cell phones if you want. I can add you to the podcast. Okay. Start with the Rookie League. Go to the Veterans League. Some of these concluded last week. The football leagues. I'm going to start with all that because all the leagues that we've participated in for basketball and hockey are all wrapped up for their week. But this week is the championship week for a lot of the games that we all played for football. So that's it. Regular season football is over. Championship season is over for fantasy football. So here we go. Got some surprises too. I cannot believe some people won over others, but it was that kind of a year, man. You just never knew who was going to come up on top. We got some repeats on one league, and we have myself with a couple wins. Yes, that's right. Finally, the long struggle is over. The drought is over. I have some championships. I've been in a couple, but I have not won any in a long time. And that's not like me. So, Rosemary, you got anything to say? You want to add to it? Huh? So right now, I'm just inviting everybody. Can't notice this is what I'm doing. Going in all the football leagues. I'm going into the emails, and I'm adding people if they're interested in joining the talk. If not, then I'm just gonna recap it without anybody. How's that? You guys can watch it later.
There's nobody that's joining in.
Not yet. It's early in the morning. Chances are a lot of people are working. So, huh?
What are you talking about?
We're talking about all the fantasy sports games that we played. We're going to start talking about football right now. Football is over. The regular season football is ended. And that means that we have to no longer play fantasy football till next year. That's a sad week. Sad time for people who like fantasy sports. We also could talk about Jesus too. You want to learn how to use it with your phone?
Yeah, I'm looking for glasses because I'm gonna.
I know, but you want to do you want to use your phone and get on here?
Hmm,
No.
what are you gonna talk about?
You could sit in that room and put your phone on, and I'll put you on live, and then you can see what's going on.
Hmm,
Huh? You what? Shy? You're not
You know,
shy.
you are you putting that on live?
Yeah,
No, you need to turn it off.
you're not shy. All right.
Turn that off.
All right, guys. I'm trying to get somebody on the call here on the show locally that doesn't want to do it because they're shy. It's morning. I know it's early in the morning. I did say I was going to be announcing what's going on, but in the meantime, today is the finale for NFL, and it's exciting, man. It's an exciting time because I had 7 leagues that I practically endured. It was difficult. There was one league that I was in first place for a couple weeks, several weeks. So it worked out really well for me. But as you can see, my Bills I'm sporting. We didn't win because we were playing our second string team, which is good because they deactivated some main stars, which is great. Not good because Cole Beasley was out one of my teams. And Cole Beasley scored a 0 for me. I didn't know he was going to be inactive. I didn't jump in on it. I had to go to church in the morning, so I couldn't set the staying. And after church, I went to Denny's, and then I went to one of my pastor's house to watch the Bills Jets game. So, without any further ado, let's hit it up, man. Let's go right to the football leagues. Once again, God Chaser Sports is GC Sports 2000 at WordPress.com. I also have GC Sports 2000 on Twitter. So you can follow along. Let's make sure we got um, the main page real quick. Let me just add people on Facebook. Oop. Podcast about fantasy football. Wrap up. Wrap up. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to. Okay. There you go. Let's make this official now. Here you go. Fantasy sports. Okay. We are doing this. We're going live. We are live. And can we tweet that? No, don't worry about the tweet. Here we go. And as you can see, all these are the final rankings of all the leagues that I played in. Look what you got here. What? First place. First place. That's right. 2 championships this year out of 7. I can't brag too much because I'm in 12th place in this league, 10th in this league, and so on and so forth. So, 4th place. I didn't really do as well as I should have in the other leagues. But let's get right to the God Chasers Football Rookie League. Here we go. And the champion is the Fantasy Hawks, played by Robert Wilhelm. Congratulations, bro. You defeated the reigning champion, or the defending champion, RJ, who fought valiantly in his league, in his division especially. Fantasy Seahawks has been right there last couple of years. Actually, yeah, he was in it 2016, but this is his year. Congratulations, Robert. And the final standings for the league. Lebke was at fourth place. He was in a championship with me too this year in another league. So congratulations, Lemke is always one of those super competitors. Most moves were Super Broncos, pretty close, 58, and then the champion with 45 in second place. There you go. Congratulations, Robert. Let's go to GCFL Veterans, where I'm in eighth place. Congratulations on Tom, or TD's Terrible Titans. This is his fifth year, I believe, in this league, and he was a super competitor in the rookie leagues and won a championship in there finally. But this is his year to be in the Veterans League and win it. If you look back at the past, he was in there 3 times. He was in since 2014 as third place champions, and the Borough Bombers were right there behind him the last couple years before that. And that is an amazing feat for both of them to be in this league winning the way they did. Isaiah was the guy that was the team to beat all year, and the Titans defeated him last minute. So, congratulations! It's quite an interesting season. So, these guys are tough, man. These guys are the toughest guys to play. That's why they're the veterans now. But this is the league right here, of course, that I always look forward to playing because this is the mother of all leagues. If you look, I'm going to show you how busy this league was. Or is it? God Chaser Family Sports Football. Okay, so Consuming Fire is the only single digit team as far as moves go throughout the whole league. And my division is probably the busiest. I mean, the West, they're all pretty busy. But incredible season for all of us. I mean, I was good in my division, but I went 1-9 for the rest of the league. It's pretty bad. So I couldn't score the points I needed. I'm just happy I got a couple wins on my division rivals. And numbers was so close. So close. So here's the playoffs for that. Packers defeating the Titans, numbers, and at the cross. That was a close one. I mean, it looked like at the cross could win, but it was not going to happen. So here's the recap, though, for God Chaser Football League for the decade. Look at this. Starting off the decade, I lost in the championship. God Family Packers is a champion for 2011, 2015, 2018, and 2019. He was also in the championship for 2017. So he's been in there 3 times in a row, and he only missed by one championship that he missed in the last 5 years. That's amazing. 6 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 years. So congratulations for Hugh once again. 3 championships, 2 wins. And again, numbers is in third place, my rival. It's always look at that. The last 4 years, it's one of us in the East that's in third place. Shows you how tough that division is. Also, Hugh was top 3 ranking once before that. So took over Wild Big Win. Wyoming Wind was the man for quite a while here. Looked like he was going to take over the whole decade. And no, Hugh stepped it up. Even the Titans entered the league 2015, uh, did well. But what a decade. Probably the most fun I've had doing this. It's excellent. Congratulations, Hugh, on your championship. God Family Packers. Go to the Christian League. And this year was not my year to win the division. I think I won a division the last couple years in a row. But congratulations, Dan. Redeemed for life champion over blue and gold. The top four, interesting enough, was last year's um, champion and runner up. They became third and fourth place this year. So super competitive division we have. It's awesome. I love playing a competitive league. So congratulations to Redeem for Life. Amazing Grace gets, tip my hat off to you for that's Chalmers defending champs in another league. Did pretty well last year, man. Pretty excited for you. He was in first place overall with the points, tied with the division. So Dan and Chalmers were really neck and neck with this one. Not me though. I lost through two in a row at the end. I could have been a champion, man, but it didn't work out well. Sorry, guys. I usually like to be a little bit more competitive than that. So, and I lost in a consolation bracket. Here's one I'm proud of, though. Christian World League. I defeated some pretty interesting foes. Look at this. First, let's just recap. The Raider Nation returned last year, beating Germano twice in the championship, 2018, 2014. Our decade started kind of almost halfway through, but this is where it really begins, 2014. Raider Nation is up there, third ranking. Germano's up there, second ranking twice. No championship for you, buddy. But in this playoff bracket, I was the fifth seed. Raider Nation just inched his way to the top, winning 9 straight. Thought he was definitely going to win it, but Lockport, Vern Lemke, and myself were stellar in the semifinals with our picks. Finn's Fan was an addition to the league, as well as Vern. Sunday Night Lights has always been competitive, but fell short. And Germano has always been competitive. He was always the top seed until this year. Raider Nation got the first seed this year in the bye. So, with my win, I'm the champion. Yes. So I got bragging rights for a year. And that's only the first time, really, because this is kind of a spin-off from the other leagues that I've been in the championship. And Vern is first year in this league, so his first championship. Congratulations to me. What do you think, Rosemary? I'm a champion.
You're always a champion.
What?
You're always a champion.
No, I'm not always a champion. I was the division leader in the Fudge Bowl. Show you. Okay, I was the division leader. And I got knocked off after my first round bye, my division rival, Brian Colshaw. Brian won as Water Walkers. Knocked me out in the semifinals. Third day, it looked like he was finally going to get his championship. went to the top of the league, got the first seed. Beat Joyful Noise, who I believe was the defending champ. Yep, the defending champ was Joyful Noise, my division rival. Third day's third. Well, 3 times not a charm for third day. Third time being in a championship in this decade. Could not close it out. So it's Water Walker, champion 2 years out of the last 3. Congratulations. It's quite a feat. Third day was up there, third place, 2017, 2012. Just can't do it, can you, brother? So congratulations, Brian Water Walker, for your accomplishment in the Fudge Bowl. That pretty much wraps up the Christian leagues, but we do have a Veterans League that I won. Yes. A lot of complaints in this league because this is the newest league. We had 16 members. Just a lot of things going on. I'll show you how big this league was initially. And gave top 8 seeds at least. Everybody had some chances. And we didn't have the division leaders winning because technically we'd only had one game each for each player, for each, head to head. We didn't have a division matchup twice. So it wasn't really a true division. We just kind of divided it up, make it look pretty. But really it was just an overall standings is what got you into the playoffs. So what would have been is that Bill's team would have probably been in had we made that championship, and then Danang Fire would not have been in it. Oh no, Gravedigger would not have been in it. So, because he was the last seed. Anyways, here's how that went. Easy Rider and Locker Room Heroes both were taken out in the semifinals. They were the 1 and 2 seed. The X Factors didn't really factor in as competitive. Well, I mean, they were. And then myself took out my rival, and then the other rival, and this guy I played once, I believe. But that was a high scoring championship game. To me, I think that was. I'll show you what the players were on it. Matt Ryan versus Phillip Rivers. Cole Beasley was on the bench, as I was saying before, and I still won. Here it is. Derrick Henry was the man this year. I had Ezekiel Elliott and Derrick Henry in my backfield all season. That's what got me there. I had Kittle, and this one was going back and forth with a lot of different players. So the wide receiver, runner, tight end position kind of went all over the place. And then Elliott is my kicker, except for one game for the bye, and Kansas City my defense. I also had Fist Magic as my quarterback. I should have started him. I know Matt Ryan has had a good year, but he was projected to do better than Fitzpatrick because of New England's defense. But man, he just picked them apart. 320 yards, one rushing, one passing touchdown. Congratulations. But the MVP, indeed, 201 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. Derrick Henry. That's what I'm talking about, man. So beating the projections, that's the way we like it. All right. Congratulations to all the champions. Pretty excited that I'm amongst them this year, finally. Let's get to the hockey leagues. So anybody want to chime in first before we get there? We're live right now. Let me see if I can. I'm going to log out of this Sean P. Green for now Twitter account, and I'm logged right back into my God Chasers. Here we go. Let's add some of these. All right. So I just invited some people in the God Chasers Twitter account. See what happens with that. All right. Do we want to get to the hockey league? Or should I say something profound before we get into it? So, quickly, I just recap my church. We had an interesting service. Those of you who don't know, I played drums for my church. I played drums, and usually the drummer seems to be the technical person. So I also do the pods, the streaming. I'm in charge of that. So we're going to step it up this year. We got a new camera. We're excited about that. But yesterday was interesting because first of all, we really didn't have a sermon. We just had a testimonies, and our worship was probably longer than we've ever had it, about an hour instead of the typical 40 minutes or less. And announced a couple things. I'm going to be doing if anybody's heard of the Christian Worldview Film Festival, I got a team that I'm putting together for that project this weekend. So I'm going to be participating in that. That is a festival that is held every March in Nashville, and that is actually produced and put together by the Kendrick brothers. Kendrick brothers are the guys that created and produced and directed The War Room, Courageous, and a couple other, well-known Christian films. So they got another one coming up. That's Fatherhood, I believe, is the next one. It's coming up. So they're going to be shooting that this summer. We'll see how that works out. So I'll be shooting a film this weekend for the Christian Film Festival there in Nashville. The competition is the 48-hour film race where you write, shoot, and edit for a film in 48 hours. So Friday night by 8 p.m., we're going to get our elements that is required. It's only 3. It's a scripture that it's got to be based on. You don't have to recite the scripture, but the film has to have the scripture in it. Like the theme of it has to go with it. Then you have things that have to be in it or not be in it. Those are the 2 other factors. So that's going to be a pretty fun project this weekend, which is great because fantasy football is done. I don't have to worry about watching too many games, but the Bills will be playing at 4:30, so we're not going to be missing that. We're going to be shooting the film about 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Saturday. So anybody in the Buffalo area is interested, come on down. You can contact me Facebook if you're interested. So here we go. Let's get to the hockey standings. It was an interesting week for us for the GCHL East, defeating my divisional rivals, but I'm still in 9th place because I'm not doing too well. And this league is pretty tight. Bishop, once again, as usual, has the most moves already. I mean, halfway through the season, 67 moves already. So he's only in 3rd place, and he's a few points behind his divisional rival. But Ontario Mavericks right now is really the master of this. 52 wins already, 161 points. That's going to be a tough one to try to catch up to. So, Ontario Mavericks has been a It's been a tough competitor for decades. So, of course, that is Yao, if anybody doesn't know, and Bowen. Bowen is from Alberta, Canada. So here's this week's matchups for the East. All right, let's get to the West. I am playing. Ooh, Lockport Lemke is in first place. How about that? Looks like they had a good matchup last week. Ooh, look at that. Nice. That's a nice win. King Henrik and Lemke, look at them two going at it. Lemke and King Henrik matched each other, but Lemke still retains the top seed for the league and the division. But right behind him is Turkey and the Banditos. So Henrik and Shark. Shark is still struggling down there in the bottom, trying to get out of that basement. So it's a good effort. Beating the Flames, that's good. Shark's making a lot of moves, and this one looks like he's the most active in this league. Somebody wants to win. All right, so that's the West. Let's go to GCHL International. I'm playing Will Bethlehem this week, who is the inactive team. Hopefully, I'm going to have more points out of that one. So we're going to have to transfer that to another player that can play a little bit more competitively. Wonderful Zeal. Actually, was he? Yep, he was in the championship last year. So, Wonderful Zeal. Not doing as hot this year. But I'm smoking hot this year. Look at that. Bam. Tied up with Espresso again against the Hawks. I mean, this guy here is usually the guy that we all have to beat. And he's right there, but we're taking him to town, man. We got him. Got his number. So, but that helps me a lot. I mean, Espresso are tied, and Lockport is still the division leader for him. So, this is interesting. All right, so that's international. Let's hit up Hacky. And again, I got Lemke this week. All right. Okay, challenge accepted. And I'm on top of this one, and we're division rivals again. So I'm sure he would like to take me to town this week, but I'm going to make it difficult for him. So what happened last week? King Henrik got me. All right, it's all right. It was a close one. We had some ties in that game. So we had 4 ties on that one. So that helps. But definitely a difficult task to take out King Henrik. Very active player. Once again, I was in the championship last year. Predheads are not doing too well. The defending champs are down at the bottom. So we'll see what happens, bro. We'll see what happens, man. All right, let's hit the. We'll just hit. Oh, that's it. We got Pagulaville. I'm dominating. Veterans Hockey League. Inching my way to get up there again. And the Grapes were in. Got a good game going against the second, me in third place. See what happens with that. All right, let's get to the basketball. Close this out. All right. that's baseball. The heck? What is going on here? Basketball. All right. So I'm doing pretty decent, except for one league, staying in the top 6 for 5 leagues. Okay, that's good. Let's get to the East right now. Basketball. Last week, Army of God is going to be my game this week. Last week, week 10, I took out the Bombers. Dakota was actually top dog, I think, for a little while. Nope, my bad. It's Bishop Roberts. Bishop and Ozzy, top 2. But Bishop is by far the highest. 61 wins. Just defeated Yao in 4th place. That one hurts. It knocks Yao down quite a bit. Ozzy beating Debo. And Nuggets. Army of God beating Dakota. All right, man. Let's go to the West. The basketball has been interesting over the years. Couple people have dominated in basketball, but Bishop Roberts is probably the most active. But once again, 47 moves for this league in the West. But who's the top dog with only 2 moves? Oh, I set my league's standings, but I think I drafted really well, so that's what's keeping me up there. But Lockport and Go Team had a nice jump on Andy, and the Black Knights just they keep slipping, man. What's going on with you guys? The defending champs for 3 years, for the last 2 years, is really in bad shape, and Turkey is a surprise that he's down here. Yao is a big surprise. So, what happened last week? I took out the turkey. I took out the turkey and gobbled it up. Andy Roberts making everyone believe. Lemke taking out the defending champ by a big score. Go Team taking out Creepers. Yao taking out Qs. It might be the rise of Yao now coming back. Okay, so basketball free for all. I got Butch this week. Looks like I didn't do too well in this one. Let's see. Yeah, actually, no, I did all right. Took out the Bombers again. Turkey lost. McNasty lost. Q's lost. Wyoming Wind is staying up there in 2nd place in this division. Overall, 2nd place. Daryl taking out Top Gun. And Ruben taking out Space Jam. So Ruben is the team to beat right now with 63 wins. Wyoming Wind is right there behind him with 58. And I am trying to get up there. These guys are tough. It's a tough league. Everybody but myself has made a move. That doesn't mean I'm inactive. That just means I drafted. I'm pretty comfortable with my draft. Let's just put it that way. So I did live drafts for most of them. So free for all. Pretty interesting league to be a part of. So if you guys want to be a part of it, you guys got to hit me up. The Gospel of B-Ball. All right, look at this one. Chalmers is going to be my matchup this week. But center of attention. I took them down. I had to stay up there in the top 5. Chalmers tied up with Transformers. Darrell taking out Zeppelin. Stunton taking out Gilberto, maintaining his number 1 spot. And Yao taking out Most Wanted, jumping back up to number 2. So she's been out of it for a little bit, but she's back. All right, and I'm keeping myself up in the mix. Center of attention, defending champ. He's staying in there. He's staying in there strong as he could. It's a tough one. These guys are pretty close in games behind. So these guys they need some help, man. They need some activity. So we'll see what happens with these guys. All right. So that was the gospel of b-ball. One chord b-ball jam. What happened here? So Mile High Baller has been in first place almost every season for the last 5 years. At least won the championships. Okay, so since 2013, Mile High Ballers has been the guy to beat. You know, I was the only one that was a first place undefeated season, 2016. Still proud of that season. Okay, so Rock's Brigade is the X factor this year. He has taken the reins and is in first place. T Rock hasn't been in that in a long time. He was very competitive over the years, and he came back, and he is controlling the board at this point. Let's see what his schedule looks like. All right, the only undefeated team right now. That is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. So me losing to him, I don't feel too bad, but I still got to take him out, man. Can't let him win. So he's got to take on the Mile High Ballers at the end of the season. That's going to be a fun finale. A Mile High Baller has only lost to the Brock's Brigade. So that's a pretty interesting rivalry at this point. So his perfect season is completely smashed. And let's see, myself. Okay, I lost twice, so it's not too bad. But I can't have any more losses. And the defending champ lost 5 times. Might not be Ozzy's year. So, how did he jump ahead of me? Look at that. All right, so the Water Walker takes over my division. It's terrible. It's because Rock's Brigade is killing it. So here is the results from last week. Big, Bad, Bald, and Blessed, a.k.a. Brian, takes over our division. All right. I'm going to have to make some moves, change all that. Mile High Baller takes out his revenge on Ozzy. And Rocks just destroys me. So there's your top 4 anyways. All right, let's hit up Record B-Ball Jam 2. Okay, last week I'm playing David this week. I lost to a bottom feeder. Not too cool. The Nats take out the Bombers. Gayano takes out Dakota. David comes up, really takes out Scruffy. And then Space Jam, trying to stay up there, return to his championship ways, takes out PG. So that's what happened this last year. Space Jam and hit the clay button. Hit the clay button. It's got a different name. That would be a Scruffy. So it's going to be interesting. It's good to see David trying to make his way back up there. But this is going to change. We got to change this. This is 15 games behind. That is not a comfortable place to be. Seeing as that the Bombers are right behind me. And that's pretty much it for the leagues that I'm personally running. Jesus Saves is another league I'm in. I'm in 10th place. Just kind of recap that real quick. So I lost. And here's the standings. I'm in last place. Oh boy. I don't know how I'm going to do that. And the Veterans League we'll get into real quick. I'm in 7th place. And I think I lost last week too, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. To the top dog, top seed, who finally, I mean, these guys were neck and neck for weeks. And finally, after this week, there's separation between them. So, with 2 losses with these 2 guys, brings Allen's team up there. And Pettit's Poppers comes out from where he was, jumps pretty much everybody underneath him. So that's a big one. That's a big win. Takes out he was in the top 3 for weeks. And midway during the season, knocking somebody down from 3 to 5 is not that easy. So good job. This is not that's why Pettis has been his champion for quite a while. Pettit and Allen. I am not a factor at this point. All right, see what happens. So that is the recap of all the fantasy sports, the fantasy football. Once again, congratulations to the champions. Some of them won their championship last week, and this week was a finale of some of the other ones. So, but it's it. Football is over. Games are now in playoff mode in the NFL. And my Bills going to be playing this Saturday at 4:30 in Houston because we're the 5th seed. Once again, if we would have won those last 2 games, if we would have beat New England and played and beat the Jets, we would have been a division champion because Miami humiliated New England in their house. It's like, take that for trying to cheat against the Bills. That's how I look at it. So, once again, congratulations, everybody, on the football leagues. And in a couple months, baseball is just around the corner. Probably at the end of February is when we're going to start drafting for that, or at least start signing up and drafting in March. Usually kickoff for that is the first pitch is in first week of April, for last week of May. So let's get ready for that baseball, man. Let's see who has it. Signing off for now. Sean P. Green, aka Fudge. Make sure you go to the websites, the groups, everything. Let's start with. Okay, let's make sure you go to the Facebook page, sign up, like it. This is where we stream live every week, every Monday usually. And you can also go to the group if you want to join in on some of the leagues. I think you have a good time doing it. And of course, if you want to go to the show anytime, watch the program, just go to the GCSports2000.wordpress.com/vlogs. You can watch all the episodes there. It's also on our YouTube page. We do have a designated YouTube page for it. So, without any further ado, I'm out. Have a good day, guys.